No, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Thank you, Mr Chair. I want to make some comments about the title clause of this bill, sir. And while it's currently titled the Taxation, Kiwisaver, Homestart and Remedial Matters Bill, it would, I think, sir, be far more aptly named the Kiwisaver Look As If You're Doing Something About the Housing Crisis Bill, because it's very clear from the debate that we've had over the last couple of hours, sir, that no initiative is too small or too incremental for this government when it comes to putting up responses to the housing crisis. And I was amazed to listen to the contribution by the member Jamie Lee Ross, who, if I recall correctly, referenced Milton Friedman and Margaret Thatcher in his maiden speech, and Ronald Reagan.
Trickle down limbs.
It's rather sad that someone who has cast himself as a great economic liberal, sir, as an economic rationalist, should come to the chamber speaking in favour of this bill, which lacks any kind of ambition in dealing with the housing crisis, and whose main content is basically allowing the public, who are the victims of this government's failure to do anything meaningful about the housing crisis, it allows those people to crack open their own retirement savings. And, Jamie Lee Ross, its main contribution to the housing crisis is to throw subsidies, to throw taxpayers' money at a supply-constrained market. And Mrs Thatcher, or Ronald Reagan, or Milton Friedman would not think that this was a very good bill, Jamie Lee Ross. And I just feel sad for you that your political career, not for you, Mr Chairman, not for you. I feel sad for the member Jamie Lee Ross that his political self-respect has sunk so low that he stands up in this House to speak enthusiastically in favour of a bill that basically consists of throwing public money at a housing crisis where demand already exceeds supply. And all of the government's advisors, MB, Treasury, the Reserve Bank, have basically told the government that this bill will do more harm than good. And in fact, NBR reported it this way: National's flagship housing policy has been damned as counterproductive by the Treasury. And I just think, sir, that the title of this bill simply doesn't do justice to it. There were real similarities between this bill and the other big housing initiative that this government announced, which was to temporarily suspend anti-dumping duties and input tariffs from nails and varnish. Thank you, Mr Speaker. I will narrow the focus a little bit. So I want to propose that, the title for this bill actually should be the mildly benign bill, because as one member of the House after another from this side has got up and basically said, or bury your head in the sand about the real problems of the housing crisis. One member after another has said on this side that we're actually going to vote for it because it's better than nothing, but only just. But only just. And it's testing the patience, sir, for the national government to bring this bill to the House when its own advisors have said that at best it might be slightly benign, but at worst it threatens to undermine housing affordability, the very issue that Nick Smith, the Minister, says that he's trying to deal with, sir. So there are some suggestions for amendments to the title. It could be the mildly benign bill. It could be the look as if you were doing something about the housing crisis. It could be, actually, probably the best option of all would be to take a quote direct from the Prime Minister and call this bill There Is No Housing Crisis Bill. because it's that kind of denial, that kind of head in the sand mentality that this bill epitomises.
Mr. Chair.
Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.